Hi, welcome back to Papa John's Pantry. Remember to follow us on YouTube, and questions or comments, reach out to us at papajohnspantry@gmail.com, and we also have a Facebook page. Alright, so today we're making slow cooker chili. It's going to be a two-step process. Because we have to cook the meat first, we're going to do that. You can easily do it on the stovetop. I'm going to use my my electric frying pan because so I'm not jumping all over the place here. So I'm going to be cooking up 2 pounds of meat along with, now I'm going to use 2 cups. I like this, it's onions and diced peppers mix. So it would be a cup of onions, a cup of peppers. And we are going to cook that along with some chili powder, minced garlic, and our adobo. We're going to put that all in with the meat. And then in our slow cooker, while that's cooking, we got crushed red tomatoes. And these are 28-ounce cans. We got 2 cans of tomato paste. Tomato paste, you can not add it. It depends on how thick you want your chili. If you want it thinner, you can not add it. If you want it thicker, you can add as many cans as you want. We're using 2 cans of kidney beans, 2 cans of pink beans, and we're going to be using a little Worcestershire sauce. So, all right, let's get to it. All right, I'm going to turn my electric frying pan here on high. You'd want to do this on a low to medium flame on your stovetop so you're not spitting grease everywhere. And I'm using beef. Just earlier in this is 2020. Earlier in the year, hamburger was hard to find, so I ended up being able to find a couple boxes of pure beef patties. Hamburger's hamburger, and that's all I could find at the time to put in the freezer. So that's that. Let me clean my hands. All right. And we're going to add some adobo now, which is their salt and pepper mix. If you want to add some more to your chili later, by all means, that's a preference thing. So a tablespoon of adobo. A tablespoon of garlic. Going to add 2 tablespoons of chili powder. The spice, chili powder is not too, it's spicy, but it's not too bad. If you don't, you can not add the chili powder, just a little bit. If you don't like spicy stuff. You can also add crushed red pepper, cayenne pepper later to really kick up the heat if you're a spice nut. And then 2 cups, like I said, a cup of peppers, a cup of onions. We're going to let this all cook down for a little bit. I'm just going to put a cover on that for now. I'm going to end up draining that. Alright, I am going to spin you around into the sink because we are going to drain our kidney beans and our pink beans, and we're going to rinse them because we don't want the syrup they come in. Let me grab my can opener. And this is going to be a beef chili. You know, you can use ground chicken, ground turkey. You know, you can have fun with this. Just like with the beans. I mean, typically these get a pink bean and a kidney bean, but no reason why you can't add some corn and some black beans and give it a kind of a southwestern take on it. So I'm just going to rinse the beans. As you see, get that syrup mix off of them. Okay, I'm going to spin you around again because now while the meat's cooking, we're going to be going to our slow cooker here. Okay. A couple of minutes in a minute here. Once we get everything in the crock pot, I'll start taking the potato masher to the meat. Alright, so we're adding our beans. We're adding our crushed tomatoes. Yes, I'm still on camera. And we're going to cook this on low. Let the flavors all mix in there, everything. Chili, I recommend. Now, there's lots of recipes out there for doing it on your stovetop and do it faster, but chili is something that's, you get all the flavors, cook it nice and slow. It just makes for a much richer product. Alright, I'm going to add these 2 cans of tomato paste because I want this nice and thick. Smaller spatula here. And if you make too much chili, you can bag it up and freeze it. No reason why you can't freeze chili. Thaw it out a little bit, throw it in your microwave. Alright. And the last thing we're going to do is add 2 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce. Alright, and the crock part's done until we add our meat mixture to it. This is obviously going to be very full. Give me 1 second here. Alright, so I'm going to start smushing it. you want the chunks to be, you know, you want them to be about the size of a dime or less. You obviously don't want to be, you know, it's chili. You don't want people to have to, you know, it's kind of like a soup. You don't want people to have to be cutting their chili when they're eating it. And so why am I cooking this off the side? Because I don't want the grease in the chili. Chili is actually a pretty lean item food-wise, and you don't want that layer of grease on top of it. I'm not going to rinse this at all. We're just going to drain it. All right, so this is just about. I know this year it was kind of hard to find stuff. One week I went to the supermarket and they're all out of meat, and then next time you go they're out of sugar, and then they're out of flour, and then they're been having a hell of a time keeping their shelves stocked. So I'm gonna let this sit a few minutes. I'm gonna switch to a wooden spoon now that the meat's all pounded out. I'm gonna keep stirring this up until the meat's all uniform gray brown. Meantime, I'm gonna clean up my sink, get rid of, rinse out all these cans, put them in the recycling. I'm gonna stir this every minute or so with a wooden spoon, and I will see you once this is done, so we can drain it, and we'll finish up our chili. Well, not. We'll get it ready in the slow cooker. I'll see you in a few. Okay, so we got a nice uniform mixture here. We're gonna turn this off. Gonna spin you around. We're going to the sink again. As you can see, I washed up my dishes from the prep. I like to clean as I go, so when I'm done, I'm done. So we're just going to get carefully, try not to get anything in the sink. Don't rinse this, because you are literally going to be rinsing your flavor down the sink. For a second. I'm going to spin you back around. Alright, put the crock pot. Turning this on low. It's going to grab my lid so I'm not getting any kind of grease on the floor. Alright. It's perfect. We're going to carefully, as you can see, this is very full. We're going to stir this up a bit. Everything in here is already cooked, so you just got to warm this up, but you want the flavors to just kind of infuse everything. So we're going to let this sit, this is something that you could do, cook the meat up the night before, throw it in your fridge before work, throw your meat mixture and all your canned stuff together. And it's going to be nice and thick. The meat's already cooked, so it's not going to juice up on you, water up or anything like that. If this is too thick, like I said, you don't have to put the tomato paste in. You can just use the crushed tomatoes. That's a preference thing. And I'm just showing you the start. You can go off on your own adventure. Just gonna get a little of this splatter up. And I will see you when this is done. Alright, we'll catch you then. Alright, it is later in the day. It's been a bunch of hours. And here we go. Here's our chili. Made a little bit of water, but not too bad. Still nice and thick. Again, if you want to make this, spicier, you can add some cayenne pepper and some more chili powder to it. Thanks for watching.